Dear founders, dear investors, welcome to our today's Startup Investor Pitch Lunch. I'm Tonje Rhirch. I'm the founder and producer of Startup Investor Pitch Lunch. It is one-of-a-kind online event that connects disruptive founders and prominent investors from around the world to help facilitate investment deals, help talented founders get access to funding, and help investors discover high potential deal flow from different markets and regions. We also organize investor roadshow events in the United States, in the Middle East, in Southeast Asia, in Europe, helping investors and founders discover innovative ecosystems and investment opportunities in different regions. And today we have an exciting lineup of our rock star founders, beautiful, brilliant entrepreneurs, potential future unicorns that will be presenting their companies and their innovative products and solutions to our prominent judges and investors today. Today, we will hear pitches from the fields of health tech, fintech, SaaS, consumer segments. Which companies you will be hearing from today? Today, we have 5 disruptive AI startups, and they are Sobo AI, AI-powered marketplace for consultants and small businesses. Allay AI, a disruptive healthcare startup that is transforming healthcare with AI. BeSafe, a smart technology that saves women's lives. Algo Edge, a startup that is reinventing trading technology for all investors with AI. Winbo, a startup that aims to disrupt the real estate market in Europe and Middle East. And I want to remind to all founders that you will only have 10 minutes today for the pitch and 5 minutes to answer questions from our investors. If you will be delaying your pitch, I will have to be interrupting you because unfortunately we only have 1.5 hours for this event. Every startup pitch launch, we have new angel investors and early stage VCs attending this online event. Not all the registered investors will be watching us today in this room real time, but many of those registered investors will be watching this recording of this video with your pitches and will be contacting you to follow up and discuss their interest in person. And this is your opportunity today to make those investors interested and excited about your company. I also will be sharing a link to this recorded video to all investors in our network, which includes over 15,000 subscribers of angel investors and VCs in our mailing list. And let me introduce some of the angel investors and VCs who will be evaluating your pitches here today. And some of them already have reviewed your pitch deck. Those angel investors and early stage VCs are from San Francisco Bay Area, Silicon Valley, and also from around the world. Here's the list of some of today's investors that signed up and registered. Maybe not all of them are in this room right now, but they will definitely be watching this in their time zone. Suraj Kumar, Managing Partner, Double Rock from Palo Alto. Prasoon Mishra, Healthcare thought leader and an impact investor from San Francisco Bay Area. Ohad Yaniv, an early stage first tech investor in SaaS Ventures from Israel. Vic Weinstein, Managing Partner of Goliath Capital Partners, Israel. Charles McCormick from McCormick and O'Brien LLP. Jesse Chuan, representing Global League Ventures from Austin, Texas. Welcome. Duncan Davidson from Bullpen Capital, Silicon Valley. Sandra Miller from Foundry Innovation Group, Silicon Valley. Ninad Marovak, a managing partner at DN Capital from UK. Simon Hayhest from Team Ignite Ventures, Menlo Park, California. Angel investor Claudius Weinberg from Germany. Angel investor Mohammed Rafi from Saudi Arabia. Korn Janssen from Coalition Capital, Amsterdam. Maurice Beckhardt-Berve from Curiosity VC. Kay Gienwald from Riyadh Angel Syndicate, and David Mandel from Emerging Venture Capital in Los Angeles. If there are any other angel investors or VCs in this room that I didn't introduce you, please feel free to introduce yourself when you will be asking your questions. Now, as I mentioned, all of the registered investors will be reviewing your pitches, and I will share everyone's contacts after this event. So don't worry, make sure that your pitch is great, and it's my mission to deliver it to the right investors. Tanning already mentioned. I want to welcome all participants. Thank you for finding time to attend this event today. I wish you a great, successful pitch session, and let's begin. So the order of our pitches will be following founders. Our first pitch will be from Robert Burke from Sobo AI, AI-powered marketplace for consultants and small businesses. After that, followed pitch from Ranjna Goyal, founder of Allay AI, a disruptive healthcare startup transforming healthcare with AI. After that, we will hear from Tonje and Rhirch from BeSafe, a smart technology that saves women's lives. Next will be Kunal Dhawan from Algo Edge, startup that is reinventing trading technology for all investors with AI. And the final pitch, we will hear from Andrius from Winbo, a startup that aims to disrupt the real estate market in Europe and Middle East. So let's begin. And the first presenter is Sobo AI and Robert Burke, the founder. Robert, please take the stage.
Okay. Will do. Thank you very much, Tanya. And thank you all for joining today. I know I have 10 minutes, so let me go ahead and share my screen here. Just want to make sure everybody can see that. So Sobo is, so let's get into it. Sobo is the future of consulting. And so what the problem that we're solving here, guys, is the consulting method. It's broken. It's inefficient. You take the method, it's assess, recommend, implement. And here's the problem. It's lengthy. The assessment phases alone can take 6 to 8 weeks. There's a lot of manual data analysis involved in consulting as well. 50% of the consultant's time is spent on this, followed by another delay on implementation. I mean, 3 to 6 months just to start implementation. That may have worked 5-10 years ago. It doesn't work anymore. And the number one problem, aside from all of these delays, most business challenges often go unrecognized and unresolved. I mean, there's upwards of 90% business, small to mid-sized companies have challenges that never get addressed. And we're going to do something about that. And we're going to use AI to take care of a lot of the inefficiencies in the consulting method. And we're going to democratize consulting and make it affordable and accessible and all that. Let me talk about how we're going to do that. But first, I'll start with what Sobo is. Sobo is a business acceleration platform with data-driven algorithmic diagnostics and de-risk engagement matching that connect businesses with qualified talent. Unlike a marketplace where you have consultants on one side and business owners on the other, we have data that matches consultants with business owners on demand. And we match them whether the business owner knows what their issues are or they don't know what their issues are. And more than half of the time, they don't know what their issues are. So how are we the future? Well, we streamline the assess and recommend phases by up to 80% using AI technology. We also automate data analysis, reducing the time to the recommend phase by 50% or more. And all this leads to also faster implementation, moving from assess to implement in as little as 2 weeks. And so if you look at our little diagram there on the bottom left, traditional consulting, it just takes too long. There's a lot of red, there's a lot of pain, there's a lot of friction in getting to the implement phase. What are business owners paying for? Do they want to pay for assess and recommend? Are they paying for assess and recommend? No, they're paying for the fix. So let's just get them what they want, right? Give the people what they want. They want their fixes. So how do we do that? We streamline everything else. We use AI. We use advanced machine learning and algorithms developed with our AI scientists to understand what conditions in the underlying business data lead to certain types of engagements and which engagements lead to positive outcomes. And that's what we're all about, is getting to the fix and getting to the outcomes that these small businesses need. So go to the next slide here. And I'm going to have to get my navigator up here. Okay, so why this problem first? Well, the reason why and essentially, let me make this very clear. What we're doing is we're taking the power of the gig economy and we're extending it to businesses, to consulting. That's what we're doing. All right. Gig economy is great. No one's going to say it's not. Everybody loves Uber. Everybody loves B&B. Well, why can't we take gig economy and extend it to consultants? And we're not talking Fiverr and Upwork. Fiverr and Upwork is where you go if you want a logo or you want someone to make an animation for you. You don't go to Fiverr and Upwork to fix your business. You're not going to go to Fiverr and Upwork to get a fractional VP of sales to transform your sales leadership process. Why are we dealing with this problem, guys? I think everyone in the room knows this. We have a gap in strategic talent in this country and all Western countries. By 2030, talent gap is going to continue to grow to essentially leading to an $8.5 trillion in unrealized annual revenues globally. The market opportunity for this is huge. Just in the US alone, there's 3 million small businesses with revenues over $1 million. That means they can fix their problems. If you're not making more than $1 million top line, you can't fix your problem. So we don't, unfortunately, we're not for the mom and pops. When we say small to mid-size, we're talking about B2B technical professional services firms that have been in the game. They struggle to find access to talent that they need and understand what their issues and challenges are, and they have the money to fix it. They just don't know necessarily how to fix it. Last year alone, $187 billion was spent on consulting engagements, tapping into outsiders coming into your company. And so that is actually growing at a 10% year-over-year rate, which is astonishing. I mean, you want to get access to this opportunity because it's going to continue to grow. 50% of these engagements fail, and small businesses lack capabilities to assess and improve business performance, and they're also ill-equipped to select the right strategic talent and integrate them into their process. So this is why they need a platform, not a marketplace. Our unique approach is we scrape the company's existing cloud-based finance, HR, and CRM applications. We suck in all their data. We build a data profile of their business. We anonymize it. And then we share that with vetted consultants and our AI algorithms on the platform to identify what the pain points are and what sorts of engagement opportunities that speak to these types of issues. And then we share diagnostics back to the business owners in the form of insights. These insights then lead to engagement matches on the platform. So we're no longer playing in traffic as a business owner. Now we can go to a platform and we can do our engagement rides on the platform. We don't have to worry about not getting what we're paying for. And that's essentially what we're fixing here, guys, is we're making consultants safe. We're making consulting engagements safe by bringing them onto a platform. The engagement management function assures mutual agreement on scope, milestones, criteria. Essentially, we're taking an engagement, we're breaking it up into deliverables, and then the business owners are prepaying for the current deliverable, and we're releasing funds to the consultant once their deliverable has been satisfactorily signed off. Just like Uber. You don't get charged for the ride until you get dropped off safely, right? And that's what business owners need. Founding team is strong. I have ran a IT company for the last 15 years. I've sold that IT company. I'm taking all of my chips, putting into this platform. Craig Emmerich is my co-founder. He's a Big Four accounting, Wall Street investment banker with 25 years experience in that area. My VP of sales has strong experience, hypergrowth in HR, fintech, infotech, SaaS companies. And Jordan Carroll is our experienced product lead, and he knows how to design and build these products. We have a dual revenue model, guys. So the businesses are paying for the platform fee, and the consultants are paying for the engagements on the platform. There's no professional services, at least on Sobo's part, involved. The professional services is handled by the consultants, and our take rate is 30%. Compared to Uber, because I brought up Uber before, their take rate's less than 5%. Okay. Here's our product screens at launch. The company gets access to their revenue per employee, to their last 6 months of revenue. They can benchmark.
Sorry, Robert, are you sharing presentation? Yeah. I'm sorry to interrupt. Are you sharing your screen now?
Yes, I'm sharing my screen. Can you not see it?
You guys see it? And I just can't see it. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, great. So from the dashboard, they can see what their numbers are. They can see what if things are looking good or bad. They can request matches. They can request insights. But everything that they see, understand that our algorithms also see it. Our consultants on the platform also see it. So it's like having a team of business doctors analyzing your company's performance 24/7. So I heard health tech in here. Everybody's slapping Apple Watch on. It can watch your heart rate. It can tell you when you need to maybe get on the exercise or the treadmill. Right? We're doing the same thing with business data, and so our product has the dashboard, the application itself, as well as the engagement plans. We're already signing engagement plans on the platform. We have subscribers that are paying for engagements on the platform right now. Where we are traction-wise, we raised initial friends and family. We've booked 40,000 in ARR since we started selling in Q1 of this year, and we've already booked 300K plus in engagement revenue booked. We're now a Georgia Tech ATDC Accelerate company, which is one of the oldest incubators in the country, and they have a 90% success rate on their companies. And I'm proud to be there. This is my second time there. The first time was 13 years ago. So this is my second time at Startup Land. Actually, third if you count the IT company. Forecasted for 2024 on the platform AR, we'll book 100K in ARR by the end of this year. In 2025, we'll book $1 million platform ARR by the end of 25. I have a team of 4 BDRs, skilled software sales folks that are calling out of Raleigh, North Carolina. Our product team is hosted in Georgia Tech's campus in Atlanta, Georgia. And then, engagement match revenue also. So again, it's dual revenue model. So by the end of this year, we'll have 180K in engagement revenue. This represents our 30% take rate, not the top line, 30%. And then in 2025, we'll get another 650K in engagement revenue that year, next year. Competition, we talked about that. There's companies that are looking to solve the same problem, but because they're all marketplaces and they don't have that data component, they're not going to get too far along in this process. It's going to be more or less like analog playing in traffic. You're going on Fiverr and you're going to get what you pay for, which is, not much. So we also have a heavy patent strategy. I filed my first patent for this at the end of 2022. It's on the consultant matching process of taking a company's data, analyzing it for opportunities, matching them based on their data points to the right consultant that's appropriate for their company, for their need. Because the data, it's going to do a better job telling us what that company's needs are than the business owner in some cases. Our funding strategy, and this is my last slide, we're seeking to raise $1.5 million in a pre-seed round. This new funding will ramp up AI development, automate diagnostic insights, and it'll provide us at least 12 months of runway to complete our North Star vision of this product and help save small business in this country. Thank you very much for your time.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Robert. A really awesome company. So now we have 5 minutes, 5 minutes for questions. I actually also have some questions that I received from investors that are not in the room. But Max Shapiro is here, angel investor from Silicon Valley. Welcome, Max. I'm really happy you were able to join us. What is your question?
Thank you, Tonje. Robert, thank you for the presentation. You're raising 1.5 million. What are the terms for investors? Is it a SAFE, is a convertible note, and what's the cap, please?
Yes, I'm very flexible on that. We can do a SAFE, we can do a note. My attorney's actually in Palo Alto, Louis Laho. He can draft up whatever the lead wants to see. So we're looking for terms that are favorable, that you guys, and not only terms but also vehicle that you guys are comfortable with.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Next question. Max, do you want to ask another question?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Sandra, please.
Yeah, Robert, can you talk a little bit about your traction so far?
Yes. So we started raising friends and family in January of last year. We broke ground on software development in August of last year. We launched initial MVP at the end of December of last year. And then we've kind of released some iteratives. We're getting ready to launch V2 next month. And as far as sales traction, we had some kind of starts and stops with BDRs. We settled on a team that came from another later stage SaaS, HR tech SaaS company that were proven. So we brought in the VP of sales from that company. We brought in the BDR manager from that company. We have booked $40K in annual recurring on the product side since March of this year. And like just last week. So last week was the holiday week. You can imagine 4th of July. We booked 3 demo appointments. I just had one today. It was very positive. So it looks like we're going to be picking up a client off of that. So as far as traction, I feel pretty good about about how far we've gotten along in this short amount of time.
McCormick, please.
Yeah, hi. Thank you, Robert, for the presentation. It's interesting.
Yes,
I guess my question is, when I think about the way you describe the platform, it sounds like the AI engine isn't actually doing the consulting. I think you made a point of saying that. So you're not replacing consultants, but it feels to me like what you're proposing here is it's a qualified lead generator for consultants. Because from the company's point of view, what you're doing is connecting them to a consultant, and maybe that happens more quickly than the normal onboarding process, but I'm not sure to what extent it would speed up the work that the consultants do. And I would wonder if you considered making the platform free to companies and charging consultants, because that's your real product, right? This is a B2C play. I'm sorry, this is a B2B play, not a B2C play. Your pitch to consultants is, hey, I can get you leads, I can get you qualified leads, and I can get you business. And that may be a viable business model, but I think when you try to integrate the idea of charging companies into it, it muddles things a little bit. So that's just my thought.
I appreciate that, Charles. I'll speak to that. We're absolutely flexible. I'm very stubborn on the vision, but very flexible on how to get there. So with the right investors speaking into that, we can absolutely pivot. I agree with what you're saying. Consultants are paying for access. And what we're doing is we're removing the friction in the process, because the friction is getting in the door as a consultant. There's a lot of holes that we have to fill in these small to mid-sized companies, and we can't do it in the traditional way of knocking on doors and, taking a business owner 3 years to figure out that, hey, I have a problem. I probably need to do a fix. Why is my revenue going up? My profits are going down. And half the time they don't know why. So what we're doing is we're using the data to speak on behalf of the owner on what their issues are. So you make a great point, and I appreciate it. Thank you, Charles.
Amazing. Wow, thank you, Robert. I see you all fired up running to your next investment meeting today. Well, good luck.
Yes.
Good luck. And I will definitely be sharing your deck with our other investors. Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Yeah, appreciate it, guys.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you. Thank you. It was a pleasure. And our next company presenting is Allay AI and the founder, Ranjna Goyal, a disruptive healthcare startup that is transforming healthcare with AI. And I'm really pleased to see that today we have some gender diversity and we have a women-founded startups, and Ranjna is a great example. Please, Ranjna.
Thank you, Tanya. Hi, everybody. My name is Ranjna Goyal, and I'm presenting Allay AI to you today. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes. Yes, we can see it. Mm-hmm.
Great. So Allay AI, Allay means to alleviate pain. And my thought process was using AI to alleviate pain for doctors and the patients. And that's what I'm focusing on here, transforming our healthcare using AI and providing an ultimate healthcare partner to the doctors so that it can help them every step of the way, and letting the doctors be doctors versus working on admin and so forth. So I'm pretty sure some of you probably already thought about in healthcare what AI can do. giving you some thoughts on this. So let me start with, start with a simple demo. It's a product demo.
Good morning, Miss Goyal. How are you feeling today?
Shri Goyal, आज आप कैसा महसूस कर रही हैं?
मैं बिल्कुल ठीक नहीं हूँ। कुछ दिनों से काफी तेज बुखार आ रहा है।
I am not feeling well at all. I have been having a high fever for a few days.
What is happening there is AI is writing the notes based on the doctor's feedback, right?
Yep, and you can edit as a doctor. If you want to edit something quickly, you can edit it and save it. After the consultant, you want to go home, send a message to the doctor. It knows about everything and prepares a message for the doctor.
Ranjna, I think you have some echo. If you could like do something with it, get better sound. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, maybe that's because of YouTube.
Yeah. Sorry about that. So getting back to the problem. So today, doctors are spending 70 to 80% of their time on administration work. And that remains only 20 to 30% of their time with the patient. Last few years, there is a double the rate in suicide for doctors and nurses because partially because of the pandemic, but also the amount of work they have to do administration side and compliance side is really a main factor for them to feel unsatisfied at their job. They are in addition to doctors, even patients are unsatisfied because they're not getting the care they want. It takes them, nowadays, it takes them 3 weeks to sometime a month to make an appointment. So the main issue is doctors are spending so much time on administration and compliance versus focusing on patient care, why the main reason they became doctor. And they're not able to do it, and they're very unsatisfied. And on the patient side, they're not able to reach out to the doctors as they need, as quickly they need, and so forth. And that's where Allay AI come into picture, is introducing a partner to the doctors that can help them every step of the way, starting from listening to their conversation between patient and the doctor, understanding what the issue is, coming up with the notes that they can directly use in a format that can be going directly to the insurance, removing any language barriers. So if the patient is speaking language the doctor understand also, they can both speak that language. If they're not speaking the same language, it can do real-time translation back and forth for the doctors and patients. After you left that room or you left that conversation with the doctor, if you forget as a patient some question to ask, or you try a medication they prescribe to you and you have a question, maybe you got some side effect of that, you want to ask that question. Because it's taking so long to make an appointment, you want to have something efficient for them to ask a question. And our platform will help the doctors where it knows all the details about the patient, about their history, about their information chat that they had between doctor and patient, and it can come up with the message for the doctor. It does all the research and everything, and a doctor just don't have to look at any charts, don't have to look at any history. They just review that message, and if they need to edit quickly, edit and send it. Then we will add other features like automatically creating a form for them to submit for ordering a medicine or ordering a test. And then finally, billing. So we are planning to have a very streamlined process where starting from the notes, it can prepare the form for them. Everything is there already, including the CPT code and everything. And then doctor can just quickly review and it goes to the insurance. If it does get disapproved, We have access directly to the patient where we can fix the data. There are 3 major reasons that get disapproved. One is patient information is wrong, the code is changed, is wrong, or it doesn't have enough information. And we are focusing on all those 3 parts to make sure that they get approved as quickly as possible. And today, 50% of the hospitals goes under revenue and fails. And main reason for that is their bills are not getting paid. So we want to solve that also end to end. So starting from the conversation to a patient, having a patient to all the way getting paid. That's how we're making it as a partner. How is impacting the healthcare? It's going to boost the patient satisfaction by 20% or more. It's going to remove the burnout issue for physicians, reduce the administration tasks that they're working on 70 to 80% of their time, 4 to 6 hours a day, reducing the human error that is very possible by 95%. From administration perspective, we're streamlining the process and reducing the operational costs that today they're spending on the billers, somewhere from 20 to 25 to 35,000 per year. You need at least one bill, more than half a biller per doctor. And they're also spending on clearing houses. So all that can be taken care. Market size is big here. Just in US itself, for the digital market, we have $289 billion market. Out of that, if you look at just the health record area, is $29 billion, and we are targeting $10 billion, which is 30 to 40% of that. And the next 3 to 5 years, 5% of that. That's our goal. Revenue model is we made it very simple. For B2B, it's going to be $500 per doctor per month. And then yearly platform cost is $1,500. For the patient, it's free for them to be able to get all the information about their medical data, plus being able to talk to the doctor. Later on, we are planning to take that data and give them more analysis on their data so they can take the driver's seat and be proactive in taking care of their health. At that point, we'll start charging $5 per user. Our GTM strategy is to target the smaller offices first, doctor offices, to get our feedback loop shorter and faster, and then go to the bigger hospitals. We are planning to integrate with EHR. That's our feedback we got. We have already integrated with Epic and one more, and we're planning to integrate to some of the others. What is our competitive advantage? We are using large language models from different LLMs as is needed, the different pieces. We're training and tweaking them as needed. On top of that, we are training them on synthetic data today, and some of the data we received from some of the doctors we are working with. In addition to that, I'm also talking to John Muir to get some data, plus one of the doctor group in UC Riverside to get some of the data from that perspective and train on top of that. Finally, we will also get the real-time feedback as a doctor use as they edit anything. We will be taking that data and feeding it back to our models. It is very easy to use. We have few doctors already trying in pilot. It literally took 5 minutes for them to start, and without any training, without me explaining anything, they're able to use it. It is multi-language supported both ways. We are having offline secure communication between the doctor and patient, automatic generation of invoices, orders, and obviously billing and so forth. This is our competitors. If you look at, there are some real-time scribes, like Scribe America, ScribeX, where they have humans helping the doctors with scribes. So there is always one human next to the doctor. They take the notes while they're working, and they're taking all the notes real time. However, with that approach, there's a lot of human errors, and they hire a lot of students who don't have knowledge of proper jargons and all that. So there is possibility of a lot of human errors in that. Then there are AI scribes like Free, Deep Scribe, Abridge. These people, they do using AI and to come up with a scribe at the end. However, they're focusing just on the scribe part, just taking the notes. They're not providing anything else after that. There are some in Box Health, they're using some billing streamlining, but there's only very small part of the billing streamlining they're working on. Then there's scribe tools like Suki, Nuance, Deep Cura. They do AI-based. However, this is done after the fact, not in the real time when doctor and patient are talking. Doctors are dictating to it, and then they're creating the notes. Whereas in our case, if you look at it, we are providing not just a tool for them to take notes, we are providing end-to-end solution for them that is helping them in every step of the way. Where we are today, we incorporated a company in November. Since then, I have engaged with 40 plus doctors, understand their problems, understand the issues they're having, and how AI can help them in every step of the way. So I'm pretty confident on the product market fit at this point because I ran through almost 50 doctors, all the issues that they're having, challenges in the day-to-day. We have ran out some pilots with right now 6 doctors have tried it and received very positive feedback. Couple of things I did mention, HIPAA compliance and integration to their EHR, which both of them we are working on it. We are targeting to complete HIPAA compliance end of this month, and it's on track. And then we are targeting by end of the year having first 5 customers and a couple of EHR partnerships. And by end of the next year, we're targeting 1 million ARR. We're looking for investment of $1 million for 12-month runway. And we're planning to spend on 20% on the team building with salaries and operational overhead, 10% marketing and sales, and rest would be on product development and partnerships. And partnerships we're talking about here with EHRs and insurances and so forth, and infrastructure and integrations. This is our team. I have 25 plus years of experience working with data, product, and engineering. Last 6 years, I've been completely working on AI and AI models. We built from scratch the models for process mining as well as for the conversational. And Ashley is our co-founder with this. She's a med school student, and she's working on the research on hormones, and possibly that could become IP to the company later as we start working on the patient side of the things. Aditi is our part-time CMO. She's focusing more on the demand generation and marketing strategy. We have 2 advisors, one from Stanford, and another one is an MD doctor from UC Irvine. In summarizing, we are basically focusing on taking care of the administration work, which will help them save the cost and increase revenue to double. Doctors can spend time with patients, and it's easy to install, lower purchase price and TCO. It's available now, and you're going to see higher overall satisfaction between patient and doctor. Any questions?
Great. I see everybody's very impressed by your pitch. Okay, who has a question to Ranjna? Okay, I don't see any hands, but I have a number of questions. So,
so she
that I
Sandra.
Sandra. Okay, I first want to take questions from people in the room, and then I have questions of people who are not in the room but they submitted questions. Okay, please, Sandra.
Oh, okay. So, do you? I know that things are a bit early right now, but what is your current thought about your target customer focus? So is it, you know, a healthcare system like a Kaiser? Is it private practice doctors working out of community hospitals, or some other mix?
So I'm targeting first the smaller offices, small to medium-sized offices. So somewhere from 1 doctor to 10 doctors in the office. The reason for that is we can get quick feedback loop, as well as, you know, integrating those EHRs and gathering feedback will be faster. It doesn't mean we will not talk to other bigger hospital like Kaiser. We did integrate with Epic thinking that and those lines of area. But the thought process will take a little bit of time to get hold of somebody over there and, you know, start getting pilot over there in a bigger hospital, while we can start getting feedback in the meantime from smaller offices.
Great, thanks.
Yeah.
So I have a question, actually a couple of questions that I received from our angel investor list. So first of all, how do you ensure safety of AI? I know you worked a lot on AI. Please explain to us, how can we trust AI today with transcribing what the doctor is saying, right? We can't quite trust the interns to do that. Like, how do you ensure that AI is safe to do this? The reliability of this technology. And then second is, how do you ensure the data protection, security, and privacy of patients' data? Do you have the technology in place for that as well?
Sure. Happy to answer that question. So we are doing HIPAA compliance. That's the first thing everybody has in their mind. Medical data have to be HIPAA compliance. We are on top of the HIPAA compliance. We are making sure everything is end-to-end encrypted. Based on your HIPAA compliance, you just encrypted database itself. But we are actually doing double encryption on top of it. We are encrypting every piece of data that is going in database also, end-to-end. So every single time there is any data goes in there, it gets encrypted and decrypted at the time it gets called in. Only people who have access to can get to it. Second part is from the patient perspective, we will include inside of it. I don't know if you noticed in the demo, it went really fast. But the first thing was a doctor check that box to say, I already got the consent from the patient. It's just a reminder. Until they check that box, the button at the bottom does not turn blue for them to click. Anytime any information gets saved between the two systems, is from EHR to our system, we'll have similar checks at that point from the patient. Hey, are you okay with sharing this information with this doctor? And so forth. So those are two. There was one more, I think, in the beginning you asked. I don't know if I answered all your questions.
The safety, AI safety, and data protection, patient data protection.
So AI safety,
how reliable is it? Yeah.
Correct. So AI safety is, we are not automatically sending anything to anybody. Everything is being reviewed by the doctor before I send it out. So it's not like AI is going to send automatically a message to the patient or send any information to the insurance. It's all getting reviewed by the doctor before it goes out.
And the next question is the barrier to entry for your adoption by hospitals. Like, what do you see as your barrier to entry to, like, for mass adoption this technology in hospitals today? Do you have any customer feedback? What are the references that you're getting from the hospitals that tried your technology?
So yes, the feedback so far I have received is they want to see it HIPAA compliance. That's their first requirement. And the second feedback I received is integration with their EHR. Bigger hospital in Bay Area, I only access to Bay Area at this point. I haven't gone outside of the Bay Area, but that would be the next step. Is most of them are bigger hospital are using Epic, and that's the reason we integrated with Epic to start with. And that was another thing is the more integrated this integration they see with EHR, better it is. That's a feedback they received. Doctors, on the other hand, said for some of the doctors, they don't care if it's integrated fully or not. They can copy and paste stuff all they like, especially smaller doctors. They didn't care if it's fully integrated or not.
Okay, great.
Yeah, and then that's what I'm looking at is especially for like something like for hospitals administration, the billing, right? They are having at least one full-time biller for 2 doctors today. So imagine if you have 500 doctors, how many billers you have. And one thing that I got the feedback from people is it's not about the money part only. So money is one part of it that they're spending on these billers. There is a very high turnover in this kind of job. They're not getting paid a lot. They're getting paid from somewhere between 25 to 35K per year. And the amount of work and what type of work it is high turnover. And it's very hard for them to find people, good people in that area and keep on training over and over and over. So that's another challenge they have. Even if we go, they were saying, even if we go to reduce 50% on that, even if it's not fully removed, they're happy with it.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ranjna. We now will let the next company shine on stage. And this will be Tonje and Thor from the BeSafe company that designed the smart technology to save women's lives. Please, Tonje.
Thank you so much for the introduction, Tanya. Just a second, I will share my screen.
Yeah.
Okay, can everybody see clearly? Yeah, perfect. Okay, so my name is Tonje Rhirch, and I am the CMO of BeSafe. BeSafe is a company that ensures safety for everyone at all times. In today's society, the amount of violence are increasing and people don't feel safe. Especially young women are at risk, and we will help people stay safe at all times. We're a Norwegian-based company who will now expand to the US. So now, we have all felt unsafe, and especially young women like myself usually feel unsafe even at the streets, at work, or even in your own home. Okay, so let's imagine you have a daughter or a sister or a girlfriend or even your mom when she was young. Imagine a young girl being a young professional who thought her office was a safe space until one evening when she stayed late to finish a project. She was alone in the meeting room when an executive came into the room and what started as an uncomfortable conversation quickly escalated. She felt trapped, and her pleas for help was ignored. In this situation, she had no evidence, and she was scared to tell her boss about this situation because she was afraid to not be believed and that the situation would have consequences for her professional career. She wished she had a way for call that was discreetly and immediate. This story is a reality for so many women, and every day violence invades the places where you should feel the safest. We in BeSafe have created a unique ecosystem that will ensure safety for everyone. The emergency today, 1 in 4 women are victims of sexual assaults, and 1 in 3 women experiences violence in their lifetime. Following the annual cost of only workplace violence in the US is $121 billion. Yet there's no go-to platform for women's daily safety needs. This terrible statistics could be yourself, your sister, your mom, or your girlfriend. Unfortunately, our company started as the daughter of our CEO was a victim of sexual assaults, and there was no evidence of the situation, which led to her story not being believed, and there was no consequences of the situation for the person who performed the violence. But for herself and her family, she had terrible consequences and many mental health issues. This happened 15 years ago, and she still has these issues till this day. So BeSafe wants to ensure faster emergency response time and evidence collection by an integrated ecosystem that will help everyone at all times. So for today, there's no modern infrastructure. If you call the emergency central, you will be connected to a person who then will connect you further to the person you will get in contact with. With our ecosystem, you will directly be put in contact with the person who will help you, which will shorten the emergency response time. Additionally, our ecosystem has voice-activated SOS emergency alert, which can capture, which also can capture video and sound, ensuring evidence collection so that you will be trusted, and that many less situations will be even will happen. So we will simplify personal and public safety for everyone. So what we have a hardware which will look like this. This is the prototype, which is a bottom where what you can click and you have multiple actions, and you will have a voice activated SOS. For example, I can say yellow turtle and my SOS will go it will call the emergency central immediately. And also I can click on this and then video and audio will be captured for evidence collection. And this hardware is connected to my BeSafe app, which gives you precise location and connects you to the wearable devices. And you will have immediate emergency notifications for your emergency contacts. So for example, your daughter can have this and you will be able to see where she is, if she's in danger, and if anything happens to her, you will get video of it that will collect the evidence. Additionally, we have a API software that connects you to the right emergency central and person who will help you. This will reduce the emergency response time, which currently, as mentioned before, is 37 minutes in the US. And this API will shorten the middleman and will guide you directly to the person. So now we want to, my coworker here will help me demonstrate how the ecosystem will look.
I've shared my screen.
Tord?
Tord has tried to share his screen, but it doesn't show on mine at least.
Stop sharing yourself.
I'll pause mine.
Yeah, maybe if you stop sharing, that we have multiple participants.
Try again.
Yes, I can see it.
Now you can see the app, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, good. So first of all, if I click this one time, it will be a fake call. And this, from our market research, 90% of sexual assaults could have been avoided with a simple call. So having this fake call, you can put up your phone like this, and then you will be able to talk. Or you have a fake conversation, which can make 90% of the cases even like they won't be any sexual assaults, or provide that. Also, if you double click, my screen will start recording, so we have a video. And then if you stop it, then you will also be able to share your position with your emergency contacts like this. And you can see, or on this one, you can see your emergency contacts, their location. So if anything happens, you will easily be able to find them. It's a bit like Find My iPhone or Find My. And then on here, you can send your location to your emergency contacts just by one click. Yeah, and you have the possibility to set a timer for an emergency alarm or a fake call if you want that. So what I'm trying to say is that we have created an ecosystem which makes it easier to get in touch with the right emergency contacts and emergency centrals wherever you are, so you can stay safe. We have already seen strong growth in our flagship, which is our app. We have 1 million downloads with users in 125 countries. And we are expecting $100 million revenue in the next 4 to 5 years. We already have 8,000 paying customers, and we will now, and this is only in mainly based, our company is mainly based in Norway, but we're now expanding. So this is only a small market, but we're now expanding to the US. And we have incredible partners, including Chroma and Plug and Play. And Chroma is in the UK, Chroma is the largest emergency assistance company, which connects our API to their system and connects you to the right people, the right emergency contacts immediately. And we are now expanding to become the leading company in global emergency response market, focusing on expansion in the United States. We've already raised 1.2 million in previous phases only in Scandinavia, and we now want to raise 1.5 million in the US. We will dominate the market because we will provide faster assistance, evidence collection, and an ecosystem ensuring complete protection for you. So to capture the market, we have the best team, including top experts in their fields, backed up by support from the Norwegian government, illustrating the importance of our product and the impact we can make. Our team exists of one of the best defendant lawyer in Norway and a partner in one of the biggest law firms in Norway with over 30 years of experience. We also have partnerships with one of the biggest angel investors in Norway. So what we want to do now is we want to raise $1.5 million in the US in order to acquire 200,000 new users and get an ARR of $12 million by 2026. Yeah, so that was our pitch. Thank you so much, and I will now answer your questions.
Thank you so much, Tonje. Very impressive. Such an important social problem, especially for Bay Area these days, I would say. Well, do we have any questions from the investors in the room, or should I go to my list of questions that I have? Had Jesse, Sandra, Charles, where's Max? I don't see Max. Okay, so what feedback, the questions that I received from our previous reviewers, what feedback have you received from your early users? What do they say, like women using this app? And then what strategies are you planning to employ to achieve the projected growth in US market? What is your go-to-market strategy for United States?
Yes, we already received good feedback from the users, especially in Scandinavia where we started. People feel safer and people feel like this is an easy solution which helps them in their daily life. In the US, we've already talked to companies like Lyft and Uber to get a partnership where you can integrate the solution in their products.
Yes, I just want to add to that as well. So we've been doing this for over a decade, building the company. We already got a commitment of $200,000 on this round. So we're hoping to expand the company to the US from now capturing England as well and getting more contracts with larger emergency systems, because we can basically connect to whatever emergency system and see the closest people in our parameter to the person who needs help to get those people to connect and help that person out. So we're looking for, some more runaways, basically a bridge round for our Series A.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we will be able to help you with that and connect you with more venture funds here in Bay Area. Charles, please, you have a question.
I did, yeah. Thank you, Tonje, for the presentation. Could you speak a little bit more about your US strategy and how you're planning to implement it?
Yeah. No, so I'm also a part of the team here, so just
Yes.
enjoy. Yeah, so what we want to accomplish here is a huge market in the US compared to Europe. So what we want to do here is connect with as many security providers because each city use different providers and the police force being able to delete the middleman. When you call 911, there's a person on the other end trying to understand the situation, take notes, and assign the right person for you. If we can delete that middleman, we are able to take the response time down. And the US, and we all live here in the Bay Area, we know that it is a market that needs to change because there is a lot of violence and uncertainty. Even if you walk home from work, at work, as it mentioned, the places where you're supposed to feel safest. So we want to create the tech that really makes this a reality. The APIs, the hardware, and the software. So continue using all these different things. We are currently making a new watch for all the response help. So you can even see an indication of if someone is on the way. Because if you have already been in an incident where people have taken you somewhere else, you can see an indication of if help is on its way or if they're just waiting for the results to come in. So we're creating the tech to help you keep safe as long as possible.
Awesome. Well, that sounds like a much needed technology. I had a question about your differentiation from competitors, but Sandra, let's go first with you.
Yeah, I was just wondering as you're entering the US in particular, college campuses are where this comes up a lot. I like the fact that you're not just focused on college campuses, but is that part of your sort of entry strategy, or if not, where as you're starting in the US, what's your sort of initial target market or customer?
Yeah, that's a great question. That is indeed one of our that is our target market, and we want to make it easier for people to stay safe. And yes, so we want to target the college market where people feel unsafe and feel or are more likely to become victims of assaults. And yeah, so that's, yeah, you can continue if you want to. I see.
Yeah, no, so what you're saying here is the beachhead market is the Bay Area because we know that the best. So focusing on strategic partnership with Plug and Play, who are connecting us right now with partners such as Uber and Lyft, places where people tend to have a little bit more use for a technology that can report, track, and actually help. So we want to take this out to the mainstream market. We already have 8,000 paying customers, 1 million downloads. So people know who we are, but we need to get more recognition in a place like this where we have such a great crowd of, I was almost going to say helpers, but the partnerships here are incredible, and we want to continue to develop the tech behind this. We want the greatest minds that there are because we have proved the concept, we have shown that there is a need for this, and we want to be able to mass produce this on a larger scale. And what place isn't better than the US? I wish I could say that it is a safer country, but it's starting over in the Bay Area, expanding to California as a whole, and then 2 different states. It's the strategy.
Thank you.
Okay, great. I want to remind our pitching founders today that we will be sharing the video recording. It's great that you are doing these awesome features. We will be sharing the video recording of your pitches with our network of investors. You will be getting more questions, more feedback, and I will be connecting you directly with people who are interested to talk to you, and you can schedule one-on-one meetings. And with people who are present here today, you can also continue a conversation after this event. I will be sharing everybody's contacts with everybody. And thank you so much. Be safe. And thank you for your important mission that you're doing for America and for the world. And we are moving forward to our next company, which is Algo Edge, and the founder, Kunal Dhawan, the startup that is reinventing trading technology for all investors with AI. Kunal, are you here?
Yeah. Hello, everyone.
Awesome. Welcome.
Thank you, Tanya. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to present Algo Edge to a global set of investors. I'll share my screen and present. Let me know when you guys can see my screen. Is it visible?
Yeah, just give it a moment. Yes, we can see it.
Okay. Before going into detail, I would want to talk about why I started this, how I started it, what is the problem that I'm trying to resolve here. So I have around 15 years of experience working and building trading platform. My first stint was with Royal Bank of Scotland, and I built their trading platform in 2012. And then I worked with Canadian Western Bank and built their risk portfolio as a VP. And then my last stint was with a company based out of Germany called Beta. It was a SaaS product fintech where my role was of a CTO. And that raised $100 million valuation at a last pitch round. So when we were releasing a lot of indexes in our European market, traders were emailing us saying that they were making $500,000 to $1 million using arbitrage between our indexes that we were releasing and the market, like commodities market or like a metal market, based on which our indexes were released. So I started exploring that market to see if I can build similar algorithms and strategies. I tried using multiple tools in the market like Quant Connect, TradeTron, but I soon realized that they don't hold the data for futures and options, which is the critical part in algorithmic trading in general. So I did a deeper course of a 6-month in using EPAT, which is a Quant Insti course, to realize further the problem. And with that, I realized that there is a market need because the currently 50% of trading is happening through algorithms, and it's been growing at a pace of a 13 to 15% every year. And almost 70 to 80% of institutional investors don't have access to these advanced algorithmic trading strategies. So that's the problem essentially we are solving. We have a team of 15 people right now, which have a heavy background into quant models, machine learning model, artificial intelligence model. What our processes are in terms of we follow a research paper and we build our models. What we store is a tick by tick data. One of our USP is that we have a team of financial database experts who have more than 20 years of experience working with banks like Bank of America, like Citadel. And so they have seen the problem firsthand, and we try to resolve it from the beginning itself at an infrastructure level to make sure that this is scalable and it could be provided to a larger chunk of funds. The biggest problem when someone comes into in this industry is they try to hold their strategies close to them and want to make the most alpha out of it because the idea is when more people will come to know about their strategy, their alpha will lose. But our model is very different. We fix the amount of AUM that a particular strategy can hold. We fix the amount of time a particular strategy would work in the market, and that's the basis. And we keep releasing our strategies. So we try to like clean the process of building the strategy rather than focusing on creating one strategy and generating an IP. Our like when we started, our target audience were more B2C to see if we can reach out to more like institutional or accredited investors directly. But I soon realized that the compliance and legality of reaching out to BTC is very, very complicated to achieve, especially being in Canada. Here, if I want to register my product, I would have to go to each province and get a security approval before registering this. So then we pivoted to B2B. We realized that there is family offices and small hedge funds, which is like a $10 million to $100 million range, which are doing more prop trading at this point, which is manual trading. So we try to provide them with a certain AUM-based strategy, and we kind of get a return based on that. So that is our a business model, essentially. Our first 2 years, we want to focus on like these particular funds only. In parallel, our vision is still to reach out to the maximum people for the algorithms. So we still want to go to the B2C route in parallel. So we are doing some beta campaigns to get more and more like knowledge put across in terms of the strategies. But as a target for the first 2 years, it's more our B2B for us. So in terms of asset class, we are focusing on commodities, crypto, and futures, particularly in that specifically options for the indexes that we are targeting. This is our platform that we released to our beta users. So I'll at the end of this, I'll demo the platform as well to give you a feel of how a beta user was able to use this strategy and make an alpha out of it. But when I was launching this product and I was telling people that my strategies are making more than 20% return, in a Canadian market where people are used to getting a GIC of 3%, they think it's a sham. So they thought this is not possible, it's not doable. So that's why I pivoted into a B2B campaign, in a B2C campaign of 100 users, where I'm giving one strategy for free for anyone to come and kind of test that strategy and get an alpha, and then kind of invest on those strategy. So we had 100 users who were using this strategy, and they were making 2% per month using this strategy. So out of those 100 users, 5 of them seeing on the platform that they cannot use other strategies, they invested in our fund. So what we did is we created 2 of our own funds to kind of showcase that we can create multiple strategies and provide alpha on it. So currently, to showcase that our strategies are working in different market scenario, we ran these particular 3 strategies in a NYSE and a COMEX market with a smaller fund of $70,000, which went to $112,000 in quarter. So 3 months we ran the strategy in an infrastructure to get this. A very high return. I would not say that only the strategy was the reason. The market was very bullish as well. So that was also a very help in terms of the strategies. So we did another quarter-based result in a different market altogether, where we ran similar strategies, but in an Asian market space, where we got 25% return of that particular quarter. Our secret sauce, as I was mentioning earlier, that we have a strong team of quant and strong team of people who have a good financial database knowledge. So in terms of the machine learning and AI models, I would say they are more and more commoditizing day by day. So the key part is the data in terms of how like a tick by tick data you have, how crucial in terms of that data is. To give you an example, if I want to store just an Apple data for last 3 years, pure option data, it'll take me around, I would say 1 petabyte, close to that. So which is, if I would store this in a AWS environment, I would be paying $50,000 fee just to store that data. So what we did instead, because we knew this problem, we created our own data rack. And because we come from the background, we created this by an assembly. So instead of paying $500,000 for that data rack, we built it at $50,000, and we are paying $500 per month instead of paying $50,000 to a cloud server. So that's how, like, that is our USP in terms of building our models. In terms of the agile process, we have created a 3-week process for this. So we have an industry expert. So before going to this, I want to show you like a team to give you an idea of who like are the industry expert. So Nishant is one of an industry expert who is a professor at University of British Columbia. He has handled a portfolio of $70 million for Future First. And similarly, Abhishek used to handle a $7 million portfolio for alternate. So they are having a specific asset knowledge, and they work specifically with an intern, and we take a research paper. Just research paper will not produce an alpha. So that's why an industry expert bring in their own specific knowledge of an asset, which we add into the model, and then we kind of release it. So a 3-week process for us is, first week, we create from a research paper to a white paper. Second week, we go from white paper to a coding stage where we do a back testing. Third week, we do paper trading on it, optimizing it. And fourth week, we kind of go live to it. Our objective at any point of time is to have 15 strategies covering these 3 financial assets. On top of this, we run a generative algorithm which select 3 strategies to run at any particular time of the day. So it take into consideration different macroeconomic factors. For example, is there a war going on? Is there a news of a US data coming in? Today is a Monday? Like different parameters it take into consideration before selecting those 3 strategies to run. In terms of the market size, this is, as again, I was mentioning earlier, that this is growing at a very rapid speed, where 50% of trading is already been happening through algorithms, and it's growing at a 13% pace right now. It's a $20 billion market, which could be in next 5 to 10 years. In terms of the like a competitor space, one which has just came into picture, I would not say just came into the picture, they are actually 1 year ahead of us, but they are into a similar space where they have raised a Series A round at $110 million valuation for a 3 million ARR. They specifically focus on the execution side of the strategies. We are focusing on the quant side of the strategies. Their name is Bestex. They run in a similar fashion. The other players that are there, as I was mentioning, TradeTron, Quant Connect, Ninja Trader, that are there, but they don't have futures and options data to provide those algorithms that we are providing at this phase. In terms of a milestone, we started in December last year. It's only 7 months so far. Within that 7 months, we have created a team of 15 people. We have created 2 funds, one in Alberta, one in India. We have run those strategies, both of those funds. We have, on the fund side, we have raised around $400,000. On the company seed side, we have raised $50,000, and we're aiming to raise $1 million. That's our objective to close by this month. And we are already in discussion with different VCs at a different phase, but we're aiming to close this by end of this month. Like right now, in terms of those 15 people, I'm paying them, some of them from my pocket, some of them are in terms of the equity. So our objective is from the next month, August month onward, we start getting some salaries. So we don't have much ESOP diluted further. I was mentioning the team. So when I was creating this, I knew that there is a lot of legal and compliance part of it. So we have 2 lawyers in-house. All of these people that you see on this page have committed next 3 years of their life dedicated to this particular product, where they would be taking a salary cut of 60%. So none of us will get more than 40% salary of what they were making at this point in their career, which is how I'm reducing this cost, because this business is a heavy capital intensive business in terms of an infrastructure, in terms of a data, in terms of putting in money in trading. So I'm reducing that cost by bringing all of these like exceptional people on board and help me build this company together rather than me doing this alone. In terms of raising, we are open to raise at both space, safe round or a valuation round. As I was mentioning, we are in discussion with different VCs. We have some commitment for a secondary investment, but we are still looking for our lead investor in terms of who could invest at least $500,000 into the company. And that's what we're aiming for. Before opening for questions, I just want to quickly showcase like the platform, if I still have a minute.
Yes, please. Yeah, let's do the demo really quickly.
Sure. So we have two dashboard. One is like this dashboard, which is what we are sharing with our family offices or anyone who invests on the AUM side. So they can see all the strategies that are running right now. They can see how that strategy is performing. This page automatically updates every 1 minute and kind of show what's the PNL, how it's updating, which product it's invested, how much of a risk it is, and all those parameters are covered in this dashboard. Sorry if I can bring it. This was the sorry. This was the page that we released it for beta version, and sorry, I'm just trying to make this bigger. Yeah. So this was the only strategy that we released. This is for the S&P strategy. So the idea was its strategy provides 5 stocks based on the parameter like alpha, balance, momentum that you select. You can backtest this for last 15 years and you can just see the results. So these parameters are based on a quant method. So if you do click on I, you can see the quant method and how they are. Once you select these parameters and once you see the results and you kind of like the results and save the results, then you can see the top 5 stock based on the parameters that you're. So for example, the parameter that I selected showed me that if I would have invested $1,000 at this time frame, this is how much my money I would have, how it would have been performing against S&P 5, Dow Jones, Nasdaq, and other stocks, and gives you history of which 5 stocks to invest at any point of time.
So I'm still seeing just your slides, your thank you slide. Is anybody else seeing the actual demo?
Nope.
Thinking this is a demo.
Great, let me just do
wasn't it the demo? No, I was thinking this is your demo.
I was showing a demo at the back and it wasn't showing. Sorry. Let me do a full screen share.
Sorry, I think Charles told me that he needs to leave, but don't worry, we will record everything, and whoever needs to leave, they will be able to watch everything, and who is not here will be watching in their time zone and their time. I understand investors are busy, so we are using asynchronous methods to catch up with everybody. Okay, so this is looks like a platform, right? I wasn't sure. I was thinking this is your platform. Okay.
Yeah, this is how the beta campaign looks. So these are the 3 parameters that I was talking about, and I was showing the results, but we created step by step. I'll just quickly show one more second and then I'll close. Meanwhile, this is the dashboard that I was showing that every fund gets an access to, so they can see different strategies that are running. And they can see which asset class it's running on, what's the PNL, how much is invested and stuff. And this is like the backtesting results that you can see. So if you have invested this much money, this is how much you would have. This is the cumulative return, hit ratio, positive week, negative week, how it would have performed against SPY, DOS, and Nasdaq. If I quickly go back here, if they click on dashboard, they see 5 stocks to invest every week. Sorry, I'll stop here. I know I've way over time.
Let's jump to questions. Who has a question? I have a question. If you could elaborate on your specific AI features, how do you use AI in your platform? What is the use case for AI?
So we have a lot of like strategies specifically built using machine learning, ANN and RNN models. So they are following the approach of getting the historical data of last 10 years, and we find patterns and build on top of it. And on top of it, the final algorithm that selects the top 3 strategies to run. It's a generative algorithm, which finds based on these different macroeconomic factors, the 3 strategies to select at any point of time. So these are all purely running based on machine learning algorithms in general.
What assumptions are underlying your revenue forecast for 2024-2025? Are you planning to achieve your growth? Are you confident in those numbers?
Right. So our objective was initially to be at a $500,000 in AUM by June this year, which is where we are. Our objective is by end of this year, we would be at a $1 million AUM. And by mid of next year, we want to be at a 5 million AUM. That's when we would be breaking even. So we are on a track of that. We have historically shown in both the quarters the returns. So we are aiming to have 20 to 28% returns every quarter, every year, which is what will pay us back in terms of our profit sharing and in terms of the AUM return. And that should bring enough revenue for us to suffice.
And what are your go-to-market strategies? How are you planning to acquiring your B2B, B2C customers?
So first we went into different events like coalition event. We were there. So we met a lot of family offices and kind of showcased our strategies. So we got a lot of interest there in terms of getting to showcase our strategies to them. So right now we are at a phase where they are looking at our strategies, where they're looking at our backtesting results. And as soon as we sign one, it's about like, it's getting bigger, the AUM size. So right now, the biggest question that's been asked from us is how much of a AUM your strategy can handle. Has you done a live test on that particular AUM size? So what we are doing is we are doing it in a back testing with a higher amount. In a current AUM size, we are doing it with the largest margin account to show a very high AUM as well. But it's a time, like it's a process. As we grow, we will gain more AUM, we will showcase more. But our market strategy is to go to these family offices right away. And from B2C, we want to go to beta campaigns. So we did 100 people first. Now we are doing 1,000 people end of this year for the same campaign. This is more word of mouth. As I was mentioning, getting a 20% return. If I just market this, not many people will believe. It has to be from someone they have seen in the past, or they know someone from the past have done it, or it goes into Discord and other channels where they can talk about these strategies. So building community is what we're aiming for for B2C.
Okay. I think I have a couple of investors from our Riyadh syndicate, Saudi Arabia Angels. They requested a meeting with you guys, so I will be following up. Okay. And Andrius, I do have Jessie. Jessie still here. I still wanted her to ask something, but then maybe we need to hurry up. And I'm so sorry, Andrius, but you are the last but not least and the most exciting company. After everybody we heard today was also great, but I'm really especially excited about this company because it is disrupting the future of real estate and it is connecting different regions and different markets. And this is Winbo, and the founder Andrius, who will be telling us about their big plans for building the future of real estate with AI. Hopefully with AI. I hope with AI.
Thank you very much for introduction. And it was nice to hear all the stories and all the products today. And as I will be closing, so I will try to be fast and to do not maybe go too much onto many details. So we are creating something to change how people do real estate transactions. And I want to start with big map of Europe, and it's a little shape of Saudi Arabia and UAE. And I want to ask, if you want to buy some property in Europe, like let's say south of France, Italy, or Portugal, where do you go? Like how you do that? And I work with real estate more than 70 years right now. And I want you to represent Winbo, the property tool that will connect real estate, all buyers, players into one ecosystem. So I see that there is a lot of problems now in the market. Like for Europe, 1.7 trillion real estate market, there is no united platform or united classify website where you can go and see what's going on, what is the price and everything. So Europe is very divided. In the US, you have Zillow. Here, we don't have anything. It's quite old platform. So it's very old and old fashioned, but people still using that. And we believe that we can bring change here. Also, second problem, for like if you buy on like even socks or you're buying some like for your phone cover, you know, or anything like small on eBay, you have buyer protection service and you have some things to save you. And for real estate, it's still nothing exists that can prevent you from you know, frauds or for some bad things. Like, yes, we have Airbnb or booking.com that if you book something on that platform, you can get refunded and everything. But if you buy property, it's huge spend, everything. But sometimes the smell happen or something happen and what is not on description and you cannot do anything, or you can go through long law cases, courts and everything. For long-term rent in Europe, there is no tenant screening service like in Lithuania or in Dubai, where we're hitting now UAE. Like you need to somehow smell or get to understand who are you talking to and find out your ways, but there is no screening service. And especially in UAE, it's a lot of fake listings on classify websites. If you try to find your long-term rent, or there is a lot of catchy listings that, oh, sorry, we don't have that, blah, 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 blah. So it's also annoying and getting frustration. And as you buying property, I know in the US you have quite, like with Zillow, you have a lot of things like some history about property, about like, what is like utility bills and everything. Here we don't collect the data and there is no platform that can bring that. And there is no rates on developers, that property or like buyers or sellers. So it's quite wild. And the last thing in UAE, I spoke with many people who from US or Europe trying to purchase real estate or go for long-term rent. After a few weeks of all transaction happening, most of them feel like digital rape because all your data flies into WhatsApp messages somewhere in brokers, middlemen, so it's a mess. In Europe, yes, we have like GDPR and everything, so it's like more much better, but it's still like there is a possibility to move forward. So the market size is huge in Europe, 1.7 trillion in not just in UAE, but just in Dubai, 112 billion last year, and this year it's 30% growing, bigger. Yes, and there's other markets. So actually, let's go for business model. What we do. So very simply, simplify thing to say, we bring Winbo as a marketplace for real estate, where seller can list them properties or service, buyers can do payments online and go through all the process. And we as a platform, we verify property, we verify owner, we verify a buyer, we manage sales process, manage payments, collect the rates and scores and reviews. Of course, we take 1% commission from every transaction. So, as I mentioned, we work with real estate developers and agencies quite a lot. So we have like CRM specific for real estate, and we're building all ecosystem, the marketplace, the rental management, short-term rent management, let's say if you even selling your property for like Winbo, AI will tell you that sales process will take you 6 months. Maybe in that period of time you want to go for booking or Airbnb and list your property for short-term rent. So you will be able to gain more and be more efficient. Yes, so we have building broker hub, credit reference service, mortgage service, and etc. Like of course, AI insights and property evaluation service. That's what coming soon. Then we teach our AI about that. So how it works, it's a bigger picture to go through all details, but I will not gonna stop here too much, maybe. And we have competitors in UAE. Biggest is Property Finder and Beyut. So none of them giving free listings. There is no policy of one listing for one property. So we try to be a solution, not trying, but we are coming to be a solution for the market with one listing for one property policy, free listings for anyone, and the possibility to purchase property online, the buyer protection service. We have blockchain integration and other things. So yeah, in Lithuania, same situation. As I mentioned, our goal for next year in Dubai, launch the marketplace in Dubai and to take 1% of market. So this is like 1 billion in revenue. Who is speaking about 1%? And our commission is 1% of from transaction, and this is like 10 million of income. And later we plan to scale in other countries. And Lithuania, we use a sandbox because we are here, we know regulations, we know financial services and everything. So it's easier for us to understand and to check how things work and how people and market react on us. So we have stuff what we accomplished, a lot of modules for marketplace. We have MVP and we testing right now and implementing payments, long-term rent module, and now in progress what we do right now, and looking forward to launch the marketplace and start doing the transactions for real estate. And yeah, and later it's biggest thing what we're looking at launching in Dubai, and now speaking with some guys with land department in Dubai and doing some investigation and partnerships there. We have clients in Europe like Sotheby's. It's like real estate agency. They are international. We have Cities Hunter, and we have now more business customers for our B2B CRM for real estate. And we speaking now with MR. This is the biggest developer in UAE. They built Burke Khalifa, Mall of Emirates, and other things. So I hope that we will be able to onboard them, and yeah. So we have amazing team. So I'm founder, and we have in our advisory team a guy from Zillow. We have amazing advisory for marketing. She was working with marketplaces a lot here in Baltics, and CMO of the year in Lithuania. So we have quite strong people. And of course, we have back-end, front-end developers, designers, and sales team. And we're looking for investment that will help us to run next round to launch UAE in UAE, the marketplace. And I believe that this investment, but we can go get the breakthrough, and of course we will do some other rounds maybe to scale in another the markets. Saudi is getting ready. It's not ready yet for foreigners to buy property, but it's coming, the regulation. So we want to be there. Then it starts. Yeah. So that was our presentation, and I'm open for questions.
Sandra, do you want to give some feedback?
Sure.
We don't have much competition right now.
Yeah. So, what do you see as your exit strategy? What are possible pathways for you to be acquired?
Okay. Actually, right now we are looking more like entering strategies, and for exiting, we think like in other rounds, like for investors, like for now we have angel investor, and we have convertible note with them, and so we are open for and flexible on that.
Yeah, so I'm just going to stop you right there. I understand you're early, but one of the things that I think is going to help, you should be able to speak to, possible types of companies that could potentially acquire you, even though that's a bit of a guess, if you will. But it's also, there are other companies that do some of what you do. So there are probably some examples of companies that have been acquired. So what I'm really ultimately trying to ask is to have a sense for your vision, so that for where this company is growing to, and so that I can understand your vision for how I, as an investor, could see a return on that investment. So that's what I'm looking for. The other question I had for you is, what is your background in real estate?
Okay. So my background is in real estate. Started more than 7 years ago when we launched our first startup, and I was looking for investment, and most of people with money were in real estate. So that's how we started to do software for real estate. And I never had the idea to be in real estate. My background was way before finance, like in banking sector and crowdfunding business, and like in that area, like with software development and products there. And real estate was never my idea to be in real estate, but somehow happened that we had one customer. And I know, Andrew, you do very good with technology. Can you help us build that? Can you help us build this? So that's how we got all knowledge, like just working with customers and solving problems, what was daily problems for them. And that's how we build our CRM for real estate. And with CRM, we thought, how can we scale and how can we be more efficient? And that's how we ended up that we need to do marketplace, and we need to do something that will be solution for market. So
yeah, that's helpful. So again, just with a San Francisco Bay Area sort of mindset, and as somebody who kind of geeks out on real estate, I do. So one thing to think about, and this will depend, I think, on who you're presenting to, but there's a lot of that we're seeing in the US for Americans to move to places like Portugal or Italy. And I'm sure, it sounds like there's a lot going on in Dubai and UAE. And so I think that it would probably be good to find a way to weave that in to to sort of talk about those trends, because they're high net worth individuals a lot of time, because that's part of the requirement to be able to get that visa to buy property in those countries. And that is a potential really interesting target customer for buyers that could really benefit from your platform. The thing that I really liked, one of the things I really liked about it is about your presentation is that, you know, there is more of this activity going on, and you're right that there's not, it's really hard for somebody, like, let's say I wanted to move to Portugal or wherever, you are absolutely filling a need where it's hard to find this kind of information and get all of these things packaged together. So I think that's something that's really interesting.
Okay, thank you very much. And about our vision, I believe that like compare numbers, European market and US market, it's almost by numbers, it's close to each other. But in US, we have Zillow, and we're dominating in the market. We bought Trulia and like all the things. And I know that we don't care about Europe because it's too many regulations, a lot of small countries and everything. And we are okay with that, to run with every country. And we have like Troya course, like tool to launch in every country, to connect with developers, agencies, everything, and then bam, we launch the marketplace. So that's what we plan to do in UAE, and that's what we plan to do in all over Europe. Get into country, get the regulation, everything set up, and then we launch and then go to the marketplace. So we want to be a main player for real estate here in Europe. And later, maybe we're gonna buy Zillow or Zillow gonna buy us. We will see.
Great.
It's good to be ambitious. I had a number of questions, but they kind of like similar. And let me know if anything sounds like that you want to answer. So, why did you kind of answered? Why did you choose Dubai as your launch market, and then why did you prioritize those other markets, European, Saudi Arabia, Asia? What is your strategy for United States? How you plan to maintain and enhance your competitiveness as more players will be entering the field in the US? It's a very competitive market. Did you do your competitors research, right? And what is your customer acquisition strategy for those countries and United States?
Okay, so our idea was first of all just because of need to launch in Lithuania. And I then to speak with developers here, and one second, third, and fourth developer told me, Andrew, it's amazing what you do, but you need to be in Dubai. So I just bought my tickets and went to Dubai to check it out, what's going on, and blah blah. So compared to the market size for same population, same amount for people, in Lithuania we have 3 billion revenue and on transactions. In Dubai there is 112 billion. So it's like numbers is insane in Dubai, and the market of real estate in Europe, it's really like down because of regulation on central bank interest rate on real estate and everything, and Euribor. Here in UAE, it's growing like 20-30% every year. It's growing. Of course, maybe it's not gonna grow next year. Who knows? Like maybe the bubble gonna blow up. But UAE, we always think about how to gain more people here, how to like make this country bigger, and so I believe they will find out. Maybe we will open Asia or some other markets. So that's why I think about Dubai is the best country for us to have headquarters in UAE. And in Dubai, in one place, you can find like 150 different cultures, languages, people. So from there to get into all other European countries, it's much easier. In Lithuania, it would be very hard for me to find somebody in Portugal or like Spain or somewhere, like not very hard, but much harder than in UAE. So I believe that UAE is a very interesting market, and we must be there, like for sure. And as an investor, I can get investments from Sotheby's or from Mr. Albar from MR. He's a founder of MR. I had private meeting with them, but I cannot take investment from the market player. Like we want to be open for any player. So we are looking for somebody who is not in real estate, but who is interested in this game and to be like involved, because we're gonna be not just selling platform, everything, but we're gonna collect a lot of data about transactions, about what is selling, what is not, how every market is going, why it's going up and down, who is selling, which developer is doing best sales on what margin. So it's like a lot. So we want to be really transparent with our investors and with our clients too.